everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Carl for November 1st. We are into November. October's over. I hope everybody's enjoying a nice cup of coffee with me. I've eaten a tremendous amount of candy this morning, so not only am I hopped up on caffeine, I'm sugar loaded. It's really crazy, so I'm trying not to be too crazy. But I want to thank everybody for coming. We're going to do a real quick show, so let's get to it.
It's the time of the week once again. Attention please, it's Coffee with Carl. For all of you who need a helping hand in real estate world, it's Coffee with Carl. Whether you're selling or buying, there's so many things to consider. Grab a paper and pen and your favorite brew. This informative recaps coming live to you. It's the time of the week once again. It's Coffee with Carl.
All right. So I'd like to thank anybody who's watching. If you are watching, just comment. I don't have my number counter thing, so I have no idea how many people are watching because I'm in the process of moving some stuff around and things like that. So if you are watching, shoot a comment wherever you are, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn, because we're streaming at all of those places, and let me know that you're watching. And so I can know that. Oh, there's my mom. You're here. Hi, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. And we got a great show today. I hope everybody had a wonderful Halloween. We certainly did here at Carl Galden Associates. We do participate in multiple trunk or treats and trick or trunks. So East Hampton is trunk or treat, and Colchester is trick or trunk. Our theme this year was Under the Sea, and a big shout out to Sierra, who created our entire, hey Christos, watching through Facebook, thank you for tuning in, who created our entire theme, and it really came out great. We had bubbles, and we were playing the Under the Sea music, and we were all sea animals, and I think a lot of the kids really enjoyed it. Here's a quick video showing how it went. It was a really, really great day, and oh, thanks, Danny. I appreciate that. Great job as always. We had an amazing time. So Thursday was East Hampton, Saturday was Colchester. I'd like to thank Allison Bliss, Lynn Minnick, who was the jellyfish, Catherine McNary, who was a dancing shark, Jeff King, who was a lobster, and Sandra Lindstrom, who was a clownfish, and of course Sierra, who helped with everything. You guys really came through. The kids who showed up were amazing. We love the community. We love taking part of these events because we understand that in real estate, our job is within the community, and giving back is really one of the best things that we do, and it's great to actually be face to face and to see so many people out and having fun and dressed up, even adults dressed up. There was a lot of adults who were, came out and did their thing. So it was a really, really great time. Happy Halloween to everybody. We're obviously going into the last half of the year with some more holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, which I'm a huge fan of Christmas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up next, let's talk about our listing of the week. So our listing of the week this week is actually a commercial property. So this is Edgewater Hill, which is right down the street in East Hampton, and it is commercial space on the first floor of a large building that has apartments up above. But I want to play this video for you, and as you're watching it, I want you to think of what would be great to have in town. I want your comments. I want you to tell me what you think would be an excellent shop, store, restaurant, whatever it is. I am working on a few exciting things for this property. However, whatever you guys say, I want to specifically go after. So let's check it out here. right, so we got one request for a bookstore with coffee cafe. I think that would be excellent. I think that's a great idea. Let's think of some bookstores we can approach to see if they'd like to move or open a new one over here. If anybody else who's watching this live or watching this after the fact, because I know many of you do, have ideas for what you'd love to see in that space, let me know, and I'm going to try to make it happen just for you. And then you can say, hey, I was instrumental in getting that bookstore there. That's a really, really beautiful space. It's got great traffic. Obviously, the town hall is right there. There's a tremendous amount of built-in traffic in the back with residential homes, apartment buildings, Laurel Ridge, the 55 and older place is right next door. A lot of walkers there. It's supposed to be a live, work, walking community, so it's a really great project. And we're going to get some new spots in there. Like I said, I am working on a few things which are exciting. We'll see if we can make them happen. Last up on this episode of Coffee with Carl, we've got Questions with Carl. All right, so we had a couple of questions, and basically I'd like to answer them. And this one is it still a seller's market? Is there more inventory out there? What's happening in the market? Well, it's a good question, and if you watch the national news or if you watch a lot of, media sources, you'll see that there's a tremendous amount of opinions on is it a seller's market, what's happening with rates rising and all of these different things. I can only speak from my experience and what I see, and I do quite a bit of business. The market has slowed down a little bit. It is not the seller's market that it was, so there is some corrections happening. However, it still is a good market for sellers to list their house. If it's priced appropriately and is in good condition, it will sell. There are buyers out there who need to move and are not so focused on rates, and also understand that rates are temporary, that you'll be able to refinance and do different things. So there is definitely, it's still a market. Is it a seller's market? I would say no. Is it a buyer's market? I would say no. It's a little even right now. Will it turn? We'll have to see what that is. There is a bit more inventory, so if you are a buyer, it's a great time to go out. You've got more choices. You also have less competition. The interest rates have risen, which have pulled some people out of the market, and that would be something to think of. Oh, Christo says, you're awesome. Thank you for doing all you do for many communities. How about a store that only sells cardboard cutouts of Carl Gild? I'd buy one. Well, that's a very interesting thing, and I'm trying to think of why I don't have a cardboard cutout of myself, and where do I get one of those? And hey Siri, remind me to get a cardboard cutout of Carl. Okay. Oh, and geez, I'm sorry if that just activated everybody else's Siri, and now you're all going to get reminders to get cardboard cutouts of me. Yeah, we should definitely get a cardboard cutout. That's a great idea, Christos. Keep them coming. We need ideas like that. So that was one question. And let's see, the other question was is it a good time to sell going into the holidays? So let's talk about the holidays for a second. Let's talk about the holidays from a real estate perspective. So a lot of people think that the holidays, quote unquote, is Thanksgiving to New Year's. But the reality is the holidays are Halloween to the Super Bowl. It's much more extended. We are in the holidays. And the reality is that the holidays are a great time to sell. The winter, there are many people who think, oh, I'm going to take my house off the market for the winter, or I'm not going to list it in the winter. I would say that if you're thinking of selling, you should list it. Here's the reason why. First off, there are less buyers. You could say, oh, well, that's crazy. I want more buyers. Even though there's less buyers, The buyers who are purchasing in the middle of winter are much more serious. So if you have somebody coming out looking at a house in 2 feet of snow, they are a serious buyer. They're looking to buy a house, which is different than in the spring where it's like, hey, honey, let's go look at houses, and it's much more, it's not as serious. Also, there's less competition in the winter, during the holidays. So many people will take their house off the market or not list during the holidays. And what does that mean is you have less competition. So if you're listing your house, you could have less competition. Combine that with more serious buyers. Is it as active? No, it's slower, but it's not a bad time to do it. Also, there's less volatility because in the spring, there's new houses popping up all the time, and somebody would be like, oh, we like this house. No, we like that house. There's a lot more activity, and it makes for a more volatile market. So just a couple of my 2 cents on that topic. And it's 11:16, so we're going to end there. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode of Coffee with Carl. If you have comments or want to subscribe to Coffee with Carl, you can go to www.coffeewithcarlshow.com and click the subscribe button. It will bring you to my YouTube link where you can subscribe. Of course, if you're on Facebook, follow me there. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that stuff. You know where to find me. And I want to thank you again for joining me. And we'll see you next week on another episode of Coffee with Carl.
It's the time of the week once again. Attention please, it's Coffee with Carl. For all of you who need a helping hand in real estate world, it's Coffee with Carl. Whether you're selling or buying, there's so many things to consider. Grab a paper and pen and your favorite brew. This informative recaps coming live to you. It's the time of the week once again. It's Coffee with Carl.